Now, we do have a FAQ section as well, so you can click on the FAQ section, or either that, if you would like to read our user manual, is available right here also. Now, one other very important aspect of our website is our education section. In our education section, you'll be able to see all our events, all our free education events. Most of them are free, unless stated. You may register directly off the website. Like for today, we have a CFD Trader 2, which is what you're looking over here. So if you have used the website to register for courses, well done. We update this daily, and we will continually bring you interesting courses for you to help you with your trades. Another section of our education column is our education videos. These are introduction videos all about CFDs and trading. The first beginner section is all about CFDs in particular, so you can go through them. They are pretty short, about 5 to 10 minutes each, and let me just click on that link over here. If you go through each individual videos, you'll be able to see that we have a downloadable link of the slides as well, so you can keep them for your own reference. Also, we have included some small little questions for you to help you with your understanding. Right, so these are all also free for everyone to use, so please take advantage of all the resources that we have to offer to you. Okay, moving forward, let's start our session proper. So welcome once again to our CFD Trader 2 live webinar session. This is our second live webinar session. The first one was done about 2 weeks ago. We'll be going through a live walkthrough of Philips CFD Trader 2 with a focus on order types. So throughout this session, we will look into the different order types that we have, and I will explain to you all of the little order types, and hopefully this will bring you to a better understanding of all the order types, and will help you to trade better as well. Okay, so moving on to the agenda today, we will go through a little bit on the workspaces, how to set up your watch lists, the order ticket in CFD Trader 2, and of course we will elaborate a little bit more on the order types. And of course, if you have any questions throughout the session, feel free to either raise your hand. If you raise your hand, make sure you have a mic with you so that I can allow you audio access, so you can ask me directly. Or if you're shy, you can just type your question in the question box. I'll be able to see it, and definitely I'll be more than happy to answer you. Okay, so is everyone okay? I hope so. Okay, moving forward, let's see our platform. Okay, behold our platform, CFD Trader 2. Okay, upon login, this is what you will see. This is, of course, the default setting for CFD Trader 2. Let me just show you what you can do with it on the get-go. Firstly, this is our defaulted basic workspace. Okay, where do I pull out these terms? Okay, these are embedded in our platform itself. If you take a look under view and you say revert to, you will see two defaulted workspaces. One is called basic and the other one is advanced. So what you're saying now is the basic workspace. So in the event that you switch off or accidentally close off all these little workspaces over here, so don't have to panic. All right, all you need to do is revert to your basic workspace, and all of them will appear like magic. All right, voila. Okay. Also, we do have another default workspace. It's called the advanced workspace. Now this is slightly different. Let me just click on that link. If you're to look at the advanced workspace, it includes several other features. We have charting, we have account management status. Now, having said this, all of these different windows that you see over here can be customized, can be resized, and the most important thing is they can be placed outside of the main CFD Trader 2 window. What do I mean? And why is this important is in the event that you have multiple monitors set up, you can actually place this outside of the window that you have. I'm just going to mute some of you guys. I'm receiving feedback. All right. Okay. All right. So this is what you will see on the get-go. Now, let me just show you the little buttons that we have over here. Okay, first little button, let's just revert back to our basic workspace. Okay, basic workspace, here we go. Okay, we have a few features just on each window that you see over here. Now, the first one that you see is a little green button over here. This is actually a very interesting one. It is a little ticker that we have of all the indices. So these are updated. Some of them are updated live. Some of them are delayed. So if you see a little asterisk sign over here, these are delayed prices. But for Singapore index, they are definitely live. So you'll be able to see them move when the market opens. All right. So if you do not want to see the rolling ticker, you can just click over here. It will say hide world indices. All right. This is an option button. This is where you will be able to add or delete or manipulate your watch list. We'll go through watch list slightly later on. I will show you how to add counters, how to name your watch list, and even more interesting is how to add your watch list right at the top over here. Okay, you can see over top over here, these are little bookmarks, I would like to call them. These are little bookmarks which you can use to quickly change between the different watch lists that you set up or that we have. Alright, now also one more important feature that we have is to export the current window that you are looking at. So for example, if you want to export this particular list that you see over here, all you have to do is click on this link. Alright, and it will prompt you to save it as a file. So you'll be able to save this as a Excel file, for example. Alright, and if you're to if you like to have a copy of your daily watch list in the open and the close and file it, I don't know, you can basically export this, export the watch list out and keep it, all right, with you. Also, it is this feature is not only available in the watch list window, it's also available in the order status window and any other windows that you see the little Excel icon right here. Now, I did mention earlier that you can place your windows outside of the main CFD Trader 2 platform. Where do you do this? Basically, you just click on this little button over here. Okay, if you click on it, it does nothing but flash for now, but you can actually place it out of the current window. Now, let's just see the difference between this and that. Now, if I were to place this, you'll be able to see this, but let me just minimize it. It is still within the CFD Trader 2 window. Now, if I were to click this out, okay, now you'll be able to see that it is actually outside of the CFD Trader 2 main window. So if you have multiple monitors set up, oops, sorry, let me just restart it. Alright, here we go. Okay, so once again, as I mentioned earlier, so if you have multiple monitors set up, you can actually place various windows outside of the main CFD Trader 2 window and arrange it in an orderly fashion in the way that you like it. Okay, so moving forward, let's try to arrange our own workspace. Now, once again, as you are listening to me, if you have any questions, please feel free to shoot it out, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. I'm joined today with Today we are joined with Shanti, who is a dealer. So if you have questions for our very beautiful Shanti, you may ask her as well. So, so she's just standing beside me now and giving me the looks. Okay, now workspaces. How do we arrange our workspaces? Now, as mentioned earlier, all these windows are customizable. I have to close all of them. Let's start from scratch. You'll be able to see a blank window. Okay, I've just been requested to go slower. All right, Wendy, I will go slower. Okay, so moving on to workspaces. Now, as you can see, this is blank window. Of course, you may cheat and go through our basic default workspace. So, but for example, if you want to start from scratch, for example, let's say I would like to have my prices watch list. Now, as you can see, I have saved a couple of watch lists over here. Let me click on the first one. So you see that I have the first watch list over here, right? Next, let's say I would like to have a chart of our favorite counter over here. Okay, we have a little chart over here. Let's just place it over here and keep it there. And for example, I would like to see a chart of our index as well. So let's just call up our chart of the index and place it somewhere here. Now I do have a pretty big monitor, so this might vary with you. If you have a big monitor setup, feel free to have your workspace as you like it. Right, up next we have perhaps, let's see what else do we want to see. Market depth. Right, that's something very popular with traders, watching the market depth. And we can place it here. So you can see all your market depth. Alright. Next, let's see, we want to see our order status, something that is very important as well. And we can place it right here. Okay. Right there you have your order status. So this is an example of how you can set up your own workspace. It's fully customizable. And you can place it as and how you see it. Alright. As and how you like it as well. Now the one very beautiful feature is that you can actually save this workspace. If I want to save it as my favorite workspace and call it as my favorite. Okay. And the next time I open the CFD Trader 2, I can just load that workspace, open that workspace, and open my favorite, and it will pop out just the way you like it, just like that. Alright, any questions? Okay, we have Alan here. Alright, Alan, any questions, Alan? Feel free to ask. Nope. Okay, guess not. Oh, RSI in charting. Okay. Charting, let me just go through a quick session on charting and how we can go about using the indicators. Now if you look at my charting over here, I just placed a few lines. Okay, so just let's just ignore that. On the right hand side, you'll be able to see a little gray bar with a left arrow. Okay, you have to click on that. It will open up a little panel over here. Now this is where you will add your indicators, okay, on the charts. So for example, if you want to add RSI, say Wendy wants to add RSI, all I have to do is look for RSI. Where is my RSI? Ooh, I can't see it. Ah, here we go. RSI. And you'll be able to see your RSI just right there. Okay, it should be updating itself. Okay, let's use another chart. I think it's market is closing for STI. Let's see. Let's look at this. Okay. All right. One more time. RSI. There we go. Okay. If you want to add another, for example, another say Bollinger Band, something very popular, you can add your Bollinger Band right there. Okay. It would take some time for it to upload and to calculate, but all your indicators are just right there. Okay. So you can add as many indicators as you want. See Bollinger Bands right there. Let's see what else. Volume. Okay, so you can get as complicated as you want. If you like to draw, drawing is just right here on the left. Earlier on, I showed you how to draw. So you can add your resistance and support lines right there. Okay, and set it up how you like it. There we go. Okay, so I hope that's useful. So once you're done, you can just minimize it and it will pop back to where it was previously. Right? Okay, so moving on. We have to go through our watch list. Now, over here, let me just close the rest and go to our watch list. Okay, we have defaulted a few watch lists for you. So if you go to price and trading, price, we have two columns. One is CFD prices and the other one is DMA price. All right, so they are slightly different because one has the DMA prices only, which includes the last done prices, and the other one is for share CFD prices. Okay, so we have a few defaulted ones over here, which you can use on the get-go. If you like to see the whole Singapore Stock Exchange, all you have to do is click on that, and it will bring the price list up. You have to maximize that, and you'll be able to see this whole Singapore Stock Exchange, all the counters in Singapore Stock Exchange. Okay, so it's right there. But of course, most of us will keep a few counters at heart and just watch them closely. Okay, so how do we set up our own watch list? There are two ways to do that. First is to go through the options panel. Earlier on, I showed you how to go through to the options panel, which is just a little button over here. Okay. Alternatively, you can go through our watch list editor. Okay, under trading, you will see watch list editor. If you click on that, what you will see is your watch list editor. Now there are a few different buttons over here, but the most important one is your user watch list button. Okay, so how basically you want to use this is if you would like to set up your own watch list. Okay, let's just say, for example, I want to set up my own watch list, a new one. All you have to do is you click on new. Okay, it will give you a prompt and say new watch list 1. Okay, so how do you, first of all, of course, let's rename our watch list. This watch list 1 won't do. Let's just call it my favorite. Okay, once you have renamed it, just click on rename and you have officially renamed and added a watch list. But for now, the watch list is empty. Okay, you can see once it's populated, you will be able to see your watch list right here. Now, adding counters to the watch list, we have made it very easy. Okay, we have a few ways of adding it. One of course, the easiest way is to do a quick search. If you have your favorite counter, for example, okay, all you have to do is type it, and you'll be able to see the counters pop up right here. Once you see it, all you have to do is highlight it first, and just click on this button, which shows you the right hand side, and it will populate your watch list right here. Okay, let's just add a few more counters. Let's see, for example, we have one of the questions that I was asked in the earlier sessions is, can we add multiple markets in a watch list, you may definitely do so. So for example, let's add our favorite computer company. Oops. Oh, where is it? Oh, sorry. Here we go. Apple. Here we go. We can add one. And of course, let's see, one more. And okay, so we have US, we have Singapore. Let's add, say for example, a Hong Kong one. Here we go. So once that's done, we can order them in here. Okay, so how do you do that? Is basically you just click on the individual counters. You may use these buttons over here. Just click on up and down. Okay, you can order them in accordance to your popularity. Okay, and how you like it to be. Once you have ordered them, just click on apply. And just give me a second over here. Okay, once you have clicked on apply, you notice that it's not there, right? So where is it? Okay, now in order to change your watch list, just right click on the current watch list menu. Okay, just right click on it and just click on change watch list. Okay, now earlier on we have changed the watch list to my favorite, and there we go. We have our watch list right there. Okay, so that's how you add your watch list. Now from here, I get asked a lot, what if I want to add another counter, or what if I want to remove a counter? That's a very good question. Now to add a counter, we have easily okay, let me just grab it for you. We have the contract explorer, that's right. I just lost my train of thought. We have our contract explorer. Okay, earlier on you see this on our basic workspace. Now this is not a watch list. Okay, this is just like your Google search function for your counter list. Okay, but it places all your counters right there. You can of course search by market. Okay, or if you're lazy like me, all you have to do is do a quick search. So for example, if you want to add another counter, say for example, let's add say NOL. Okay, all you have to do is now drag and drop the counter right there, and it will appear in your watch list. Okay, now earlier on I mentioned that we have two different types of watch lists. We have a CFD watch list and we have your DMA watch list. Now what's the difference? Let's look at our watch list then. Let's call out our DMA watch list for my favorite. Okay, now immediately you'll be able to see the difference right here. Now if you notice, counters that are available for DMA trades, they are only the ones that will be shown in the DMA price view. Same watch list, but you'll be able to see only your counters which are available for DMA trades in your DMA watch list. Okay, but for share CFD, you'll be able to see all the counters that you have added earlier on. Now, even if I were to add, for example, another counter that is not available in, let's see, it's not available for DMA trade, for example, let me just add it here. You won't be able to see it, but you'll be able to see it in your share CFD watch list. Okay, so that's the difference between the two watch list. So you can see that they are slightly different. Okay, so for example, if you are more of DMA trader, you can have this up instead of your share CFD watch list. Okay, questions time. We have questions from Peng Fu. Is CFD Trader 2 for all customers, and is there a monthly charge to use it? Okay, good question. CFD Trader 2 is absolutely free. There's no monthly charge. It is available to all customers if you were to download it. Earlier on, I went through a short tutorial on how to download the platform. It is absolutely free, no monthly charge, no initial charge to use as well. Okay, as long as you have a trading account with Philip, you may log in to our platform and you can start to use it. All right. Peng Fu has another question for charting. What are the time frames available? Good question. Now let's see. Let's see. Good question there. Okay, look at the time frames. The time frames are all over here. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm not focusing on charting today, but maybe perhaps in the future webinars we'll focus on charting more. But time frames are available here. You can even put in the number of minutes that you want. For example, 7 minutes. If you look at charts at 7-minute intervals, you can even do that. And we have a period as well. You can count all the way maybe 2 days back. It will give you all the 2 days worth of 7-minute chart. Okay. Now we have a question over here from Peter. What is the difference between a DMA and a CFD? Let me just keep that aside for now. I'll get one of my dealers, Shanti, to answer you that question slightly later on. Okay. Thank you, Peter, for your question. Okay. Moving forward. Let's just revert this back to our lovely basic workspace, which I think looks pretty good. Moving forward, let's look at what we have next. We have watch list and done our watch list and workspaces. Now, let's move on to our main topic for the day. Is your order types and order tickets. All right, so order types and order tickets. So how do you place an order? Most important question of all, how do I place an order? Okay, now to place an order, we made it very simple. All you have to do is to click on the bid or ask prices. Okay, let's call up my workspace earlier on. Oops. Okay, let's call up my workspace and let's get rid of this. Okay, now from here, all you have to do is click either on the bid and ask prices. Okay, let's just click on one of them. And you have your order ticket. All right, now the best part of this order ticket is pretty detailed. Firstly, before we even put in our order, just make sure that you are placing the right order type. Okay, make sure that it is either CFD if you are placing a share CFD order. But if you're placing a DMA order, you can just change it here and change it to a DMA order, and you will immediately change, okay, for you automatically. Okay, so for example, if you're placing a CFD trade, you'll be able to see the prices. If the market is open, it'll be moving. Okay, and you'll be able to, there are various items over here which you can change. Firstly is of course the contract name. If you, for example, do not want to place an order for StarHub, okay, you can actually just key over here and do a quick search. Okay, whenever you type in, the order ticket will actually do a quick search for you. Okay, and it will immediately, once you click on that and press enter, it will immediately change the order, the counter name, and of course the prices will be updated immediately. Okay, next is your order type. Now I'll be going through a little bit more on the order type slightly later on. So, but let's just see on the different order types that we have. We have all the different types of order types are here. We of course give you a little help on what they each mean. So if you were to click on this little, or just hover your mouse over the question mark right there, you'll be able to see what each order type is all about. Okay, we have the stop limit and all the various order types right here. Okay, for quantity, okay, I just got a question asking about quantity. Good question there. You'll be able to see how many lots you can place all right here. So we have all the way to 1,000,000 right there. Okay, now one very important part is that one very interesting part of this order ticket is that it will calculate for you immediately and tell you if you have sufficient cash and sufficient credit to place that order. Okay, so immediately when you place a lot size, it will tell you how much that you need and how much credit that you have and your required margin right there. Okay, and if you have cash, you will show right here as well. So be able to see immediately, and you'll be able to know if you can place that order and how much you need or require to place that particular order, or if you would like to maximize your available credit on a particular counter, you'll be able to see whether that is possible as well. Okay, and of course our most important question of the day is how much are the commission and finance charges for each counter. Okay, these are placed right here. You'll be able to see them immediately. If there are any changes to the prices in our counters, it will be updated immediately right here as well. So this order ticket is pretty advanced, so you'll be able to see all of these functions even before you place a trade. All right. Any questions on the order ticket? Feel free to ask if you have any questions. Okay. So I hope it's pretty clear. Now, of course, the order ticket is not a one-time thing. You can actually make it persistent and make it a part of your workspace. Let me just show you how. Okay, you can place it nicely right there. Oops. Okay, once it's there, apologies, I don't have a lot of screen space, but yeah, it is possible. Okay, so once you have it up here, by default, the order ticket would disappear. Okay, after you place an order, but you can disable that by clicking on the options button. Let me just go through that once again. The option button is right here. Okay, and once you click on that, you'll be able to see this options button right here. Okay, now what you need to do is click on this, uncheck this. It says close trading window or after order submission. If you uncheck that, when you submit an order, that order ticket will be persistent in your workspace. So the next time you want to place an order, you don't have to double click. All you have to do is just do a contract name. Say for example, let's change back to our favorite telco company. Okay, once you click on that, you can place an order for another counter just like that. Okay, we have a few questions over here. Perhaps we can get Shanti to reply. Shanti. Okay, let me just ask you the questions. The first question is from, let me see, Peter. Peter asks, what is the difference between DMA and CFD? Okay, she's coming on.
Hello.
Yep,
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Basically for DMA, what we so-called the direct market access. Okay, we only have these two types of order in Singapore market. Okay. DMA is, as the name suggests, direct market access, meaning that when you submit an order, your order will actually go to the exchange directly. Okay. For CFD, or what we call share CFD, is more on market making model. Okay. Where when you submit an order, your order will not be entirely be sent into the exchange. And the difference between the two, of course, DMA will have a slightly higher commission, while share CFD has a lower commission. So it really depends on you, on your trading style. So if you don't really care a lot about the queue in the market or other participants, maybe share CFD would be a better choice for you because of the lower commission.
Okay, thank you,
Okay.
Shanti. Okay, we have another question from Peng Fu. The question is, what is the difference between required margin and required credit?
Okay, CFD is actually a margin trading. So every time when you place an order, you actually need to put up a certain percentage of margin. Let's say you're interested in DBS and the margin requirement to actually start that trade is 10%. Okay, so 10% of your available cash actually will be taken up when you actually open up the position. Okay, so that is what we meant by the required margin. Also, we have this credit limit for every client. So by default, it will be a certain amount, 200,000 for a start. So the credit limit will actually be deducted based on the contract value that you have started. Let's say DBS one lot will be about 13,000. But the cash amount that is being deducted will be 1,003 based on the margin of 10%.
Okay, thank you, Shanti. I hope that is very useful to you. Once again, if you have any other questions, please feel free to type your questions over. If I can answer them, definitely I will be more than happy to answer them. Now, moving forward, that's all that we have for the platform. If you'd like to see any other parts of the platform, please feel free to ask me. Right now, what we're going through is the order types. Now, early on, you see that we have a couple of order types over here. Okay, so what do they all mean, and how do you use them for your trades, and how do you strategize your trades to make full use of these order types? Okay, so let's move ahead. Let me just bring that up. Okay, and I hope you can see. Okay, first of course is our limit order. Okay, limit order is pretty basic. I'm pretty sure all of you know what is a limit order. Okay, it's basically to enter a position or to take up your position out. Okay, it's either or. Okay, can be used in both ways. All right, so I will not go through the limit order because it's pretty basic. Next order type that we have is our stop limit order. Now this is pretty let me just okay, make it bigger. There we go. This is a pretty advanced feature. Okay, now what it basically does is it creates a bracket for you. Okay, it features a stop order and a limit order. Okay, now what it does is, okay, going through the definition, it says that once the stop price is reached, the stop limit order becomes a limit order to buy or sell at a specified price or better. Now, stop limit order is not guaranteed, so that's very important for you to know. If the price gaps through the limit price, the order will not be filled. Okay, let me just go through that with you in a more pictorial manner. Let's just go here. Okay, now stop limit order. As you can see earlier, let me just call the order ticket stop limit. You will be able to see two different price range that you can place. Okay, in a stop limit order. Comparing this to limit order, there's only one price. Okay, now stop limit allows you to place two prices. Now, what are they used for? Okay, now let me just show you in the PowerPoint. Now, when you place, for example, okay, you would like to have a buy position, okay, and the order type is stop. Okay, you place a stop price at $3.90, which is here. Okay, and your limit price is at $3.95 right here. Okay, now let's say for example you have no initial position. Okay, and this is the current state of the market. So once the stop price is reached, it will send a limit order for a limit price of $3.95 to our system. Okay, so that is what it is used for. So for example, Okay, this is to buy. Okay, I don't have a after picture there. So once it hits the stop price, okay, the limit price will be sent to our system. The limit price for this example is 395. So it gives you a bracket between 390 to 395 for the order to be placed. So for example, why do we need this bracket? Some of you might ask. So for example, if in the event that there's a gap in price, the price reaches 390 and the next price is say 397, okay, and you place a limit price at 390 or 391, okay, your limit price is not reached, it does not get filled, okay, so because there's a gap all the way to 397 is somewhere here, okay, so because of the gap, your price or your order will not be filled and your limit order just stays there, okay. This is particularly important for cutting losses, okay, so most of the time this feature is used to cut losses or to take profit. So let me just go through an example of how you can actually place a sell stop to cut loss. You know, so for example, you have an order side of sell, and the stop price is at 385. 385 is the stop price. Okay, and the limit price is at 380. Limit price is at 380. Okay. Okay, let's see. Oops. Okay, apologies there. Let me just go through that again. Okay, the limit price is at 3. Sorry. Okay, here we go. Limit price is at 380. Okay, and the stop price is at 385. Now your long position is 392. Okay. Now the price drops down as the day goes by. Okay, without you already have a long position at 392. So what can you do? You can place a stop price at 385 with a limit price at 380. This gives you a 5 cents, say, buffer. Now, whenever the price reaches 385, it will send a limit order at 380 to our system. In between 385 and 380, all right, your order may get done. Okay, so this gives you a bracket of safety in the event that the price gaps. So if you were to place just a limit order, and if the price gaps through 385 all the way down to maybe the next price is 379, it doesn't even reach 385, for example. Okay, from 392 it just goes down to 379. Okay, such a big gap, if it happens and if you were to place just a limit price at 385, it will not get done. But for example, in this with this bracket, you have the allowance to place a bracket to stop that from happening. So you'll be able to safeguard your to cut loss, okay, to prevent it from further moving down. Okay, we have a few questions. I'll answer your questions shortly. Okay, now moving on to the next example. Okay, this is what I mentioned earlier, where the price gaps and the price is not filled. Okay, so for example, you would like to have you have a long position, a short position, my bad, sorry, a long position, and you would like to place a stop loss to buy, where the stop price is 74 and the limit price of 75. But you see over here, there's a huge gap, and it goes all the way to, I think, 376 thereabouts, or slightly below. It doesn't reach your stop price 1, okay, and it doesn't even reach your limit price. So that is where you have your safety net broken. Okay, so if you were to place something too close, sometimes it does not help you. But if you were to place something too far, you know, your prices might be a little bit too far to, I mean, you will be, chances are you'll be filled, but you might not know at what price exactly because of the huge range that you put it in. Okay, so just be careful with that. But do remember that it is one of the features that you can use to minimize your risk when you trade. Okay, John asks, can we have a target price like I bought it at 392 and would like to sell at 4.5? Okay, John, thank you for your question. This would let me just show you. I will show this later on. We can have a target price. You can use stop limit as your target price. Yes, you can place a stop price, say for example, at 440, and you can place a limit price at 450. So in between 440 and 450, your limit order will be sent to our system and it will probably get done. Okay, so you can do that. Alternatively, we have something called the OCO, which is the one cancels other. So there is another order type that I will show you later on. Okay. Up next, stop limit. Okay. Okay. Donnie has a very interesting question. Is it possible for me to enter a stop limit order to buy, and at the same time enter a stop loss order to prevent loss? Stop limit. So for let me just assume that both are stop limit order. Okay, yes, you may do that, but you must understand that if either one doesn't get if your buy stop limit doesn't get hit and your sell stop limit gets hit, you are in a short position. So you must understand that. All right. So for safety's sake, I would rather you place a stop limit order first to buy, okay, and once that order is filled, only then you place a stop limit order to sell, okay, for stop loss. All right, so you do not want to have an either or position where you want to buy, but in the end you end up selling. All right, okay. Now moving forward, we have your trailing stop. Trailing stop order. Now this is something interesting. It is not new, definitely. It is available in almost every other trading platform out there. What this does is it gives you, for example, if you have a long position and the market is continuously moving upwards and you do not want to take your time to monitor, and what you want to do is basically to take out the order as and when, say, it reaches a certain percentage of at where the highest price was. So this allows you to place an order and it will monitor for you and take your position out at your at a percentage of your choosing. Okay, now I know it's a bit mouthful and it's pretty hard to understand. Let me just show it to you how it's done. Firstly, let's show how it looks like on the platform. Okay, it's trailing stop limit. Now this, do remember that use this order type only if you have a position already in already filled position. Only then can you use this trailing stop limit. Okay, so for example, if you have a position already, what you will be able to see is, of course, you want to take the opposite of what you already have. So for example, if I have a buy position of Singtel, all I want to do is I want to sell. Okay, the quantity, you place it here, and you place the percentage of what you would like it to be. So for example, if I were to place it at 0.4, based on the current price right now, this is the indicated stop price. Okay, and you can place limit price as well, but usually what you want to do is place the limit price where the stop price is. Okay, and you immediately take it out, take the position out. All right, so this is what you can do. Let me show it to you visually. Okay, so for example, you have a long position and you want to take a profit, say, and you do not want to monitor the position all the time. Okay, just place a trailing stop to sell based on the current price, based on the current highest price. Okay, it will always base itself on the current highest price. So imagine it as the next lower limit to the current highest price. Okay, so you place the percentage. Say for example the percentage is 10%. So the tolerance of this trailing stop is 10% of the current highest price in the market. Okay, it will show you the price immediately. So for example, for this in this case, the current highest price is 0.6 or 60 cents. So the indicated stop will be at 54 cents. Now if you place the limit spread at 0, the indicated limit order will be at 54 cents. Okay, directly off the stop price. So in the event that the price drops below, price drops all the way to 54 cents. Okay, now the order will be fired, and hang on, let me just change this. And as long as the price doesn't reach the 10% mark, it will not sell it for you. It will not send you the sell order. Okay, now because sometimes you do not know that it might just do a little minor correction before it shoots back up. So if you place it at, say for example in this example, as 10%, and as long as the price does not meet that 10% of the highest current price, it will still be active. Okay, now so for example, if the current price is at 81 cents, okay, and you place a stop limit order at 10%, your indicated stop will be at 73 cents. And of course, when we place it at 0, you will be at 73 cents as well. Now, once in the next maybe a few hours, the price reaches that 10% mark, say 73 cents, okay, the stop is triggered and the limit order is fired at 73 cents to sell. So you'll be able to take your profit at 73 cents. Okay. So once again, what is this used for? In the event that you have a position already in the money and you do not want to monitor that position, just place a trailing stop at your required percentage. For example, this we use as a 10%, and you can let it run. Okay, in a particular bull market, you'll be doing pretty well right there. So once it reaches the 10%, it will immediately sell off for you, and you'll be able to take your profits. Okay. Okay, this is another example of what it would look like. Okay, so you have a long position at 60 cents, and the position just goes further up, and you place a trailing stop at 10%. Okay, so once it goes up, it will always base its price on the last highest price. Okay, for example, the last highest price is say 80 cents over here. I can't really see, or 70 cents. 80, yeah, it's about 80 cents right there. So once you place it at 10%, for example, it will take out your position for you immediately. All right, and you will take your profits at 73 cents. So it's about 13 cents profit there. Not too bad. Okay. Okay, we have a question asked. We have a few questions asked. Do we need to type an order every day, or is there a GTC option? Okay, for now, the GTC option is not available yet. It is still good till day, but we do have you can place overnight orders in our system. The good till cancel order will be available pretty much shortly. We are still in the testing phase. Okay. Once again, this is also the good until cancel is not yet available for the current moment. Okay. Okay. Up next, we are running pretty short on time. We have about 5 minutes left. If done order. Now, this if done order is a pretty advanced order type. Okay, it latches on two different orders. Okay, you have a parent order and you have your child order. So you always have your parent order first. Make sure you have that parent order first, and then you will be based your next few orders on the parent order. Okay, so to put it in your what is it basically being used? It is basically being used to structure 2 or more orders based on one parent order. Okay, now putting it in pictorial format. Before we go there, let's just watch how it looks like in our platform. So for example, you have this. This is what you see in a if done order. Now, remember I told you that we have based on the parent. This is your parent order, limit order number. Okay, so once you place a limit order, for example, you have a prior limit order. For me, I have a prior limit order right here. This particular order, which is also a limit order, will be based on the initial limit order right here. Okay. I know this might be pretty confusing, so let's just go through the slides right there. So for example, you have 2 orders that you want to place. Okay, we have 2 of our favorite counters over here. The first is to sell SIA, a limit at $14.90. Okay, and the next is to buy SPC with a limit at $6.40. Now, initially when SIA is in the market and is moving, if it is not filled, if this order is not filled, this order will not be activated, even if the limit price reaches $6.40. So it will always be based on the first parent order. If the first parent order is not filled or not done, your child orders will not be done as well. Okay, so this is the first condition that you must meet. The parent must be filled before the child can be filled. So, but do remember that both order types are limit orders, so they will fire limit orders to the system through us. Okay, so to give you another example, same example. So once the first order is filled and this limit order will be placed in our system, it's just like someone else placing the limit order for you, and it will then be filled when the limit price is filled. It reaches the limit price. Sorry. Okay, so this is what you will see in your order type, order ticket. You will see your limit order, which tags on to the parent, and this is the limit price that you place for the counter for the child order. Okay, so it's similar to a limit order, except that it tags on to a prior limit order that you place earlier. All right, so that's if done order. Okay, Catherine, you have a problem viewing the full order ticket window. Okay, if you have any problems with our system, please feel free to email us. Okay, send us a screenshot. Okay, that would help us, and we will be more than happy to rectify the problem for you. All right. Now, next is one cancels other. Okay, this is a very interesting order type. If you trade Forex, you should know this order type because it's pretty popular in Forex. Okay, so now this basically it is very different from your stop limit order because it encompasses 2 different orders, 2 different limit orders. Okay, so how does this look like in our platform? So if you were to look at OCO right here, so now first things first is remember to use this order type only when you have a filled order. Okay, please do not use this order type to enter a position. Okay, you can, but my advice is please do not do that. All right, we will face we do have customers who do that and then they end up with error trades. All right, so my advice to you is only use this to exit out of a position most of the time it is used only to exit out of position, either to stop loss or to take profit. Okay, so you have two prices over here. First, we have your limit. Okay, this is where you take profit. Okay, take profit is your limit price. Okay, and the next one is your stop price. Stop price is where you place in your stop loss position or stop loss price. Okay, now the stop price is pretty interesting. It is actually a stop limit order, so you'll be able to place a bracket once again, okay, for this particular OCO order type. So you can manipulate this and take advantage of the stop limit order type in OCO as well. All right, so just keep that in mind. Let me just show you what it looks like. So for example, using this as a profit taking tool, you have, say for example, you have a long position at 350. Okay, so you place an OCO order to where the limit price is at 390 and your stop price to sell is at 340 right here. So once either one of these prices gets filled, okay, the other order type is cancelled. So that's why it says one cancels other. So for example, in this particular diagram, we see that the prices rises up all the way to 390. Okay, once it reaches 390, the order is filled. Okay, and your stop limit order right there where you place at the bottom, it will automatically cancel it out for you. Okay, and you'll be able to take your profit at 390. Okay, so this is a pretty useful tool, especially if you are not constantly watching your charts or your counters all the time, or your prices. Okay, so another way to use this is to stop loss. Okay, so for example, you have a long position at $1.12, and your order side, your limit price is at $1.14. Okay, so and you are betting to take the quick exit out at $1.14, but you are willing to risk all the way to $1.06 where your stop is. Okay, so this is where you place your stop, and this is where you place your limit price. And once either prices is reached, the limit order will be fired, and once your order is filled, either one of the orders that is not filled will be cancelled. Okay, so that is to elaborate further. You see that the price continuously moves down, and we see that it reaches $1.06. Immediately the order is filled, and the initial limit price up here, it is cancelled. Okay, so that is your one cancels other. Okay, any other questions? We are running a bit way off time, but it's okay. Next is contingency order. Okay, this is similar to your if done order, but slightly in the sense that it's slightly different because it does not require the initial position to be filled. Okay, so you can still use this based on, maybe you would like to use this as a part of your strategy to trade. Okay, so this is used to enter a new position or exit an outstanding position when another security or another counter which you placed earlier, basing the conditions of another counter. Okay, let's take a look at it in our platform right here, contingency order. Okay, so you'll be able to place a condition right here. Now the condition, this is a limit price, so a condition can be based on another counter. For example, let me just put another counter right here. Okay, now you can place the bid, ask, or last done price right here, and you can place the greater than or equal to or smaller than or equal to a certain price, for example, like that. All right, so once this condition is met, now it doesn't mean that this condition must be filled because you have not placed a limit order. This is just it is just meeting the condition. Once the condition is met, this limit order will be fired into our system. Okay, so this is your contingency order. Now let me just illustrate this to you in our PowerPoint. Okay, so for example, you would like to buy NOL when the bid price is less than or equal to $1.43. Sorry, sell NOL. Okay, now the limit price is at $1.43, where you place your bid price or your limit price, and once it reaches 143, it will be your limit price will be filled. Now we are using the same counter, so this doesn't really help much. But let me move on to a more interesting example right here. Now we are basing our order based on another counter. I was just trying to show this to you earlier. So if you base looking at Singtel and StarHub, so you're basing your Singtel limit order on StarHub's prices. So for example, if StarHub bid price gets lesser than $2.89, I would like to sell my Singtel order at $3.13. So once StarHub meets that condition at $2.89, as you can see here, it reaches $2.89, my limit order will be fired at $3.13. Okay, so once it reaches $3.13, the limit order will be filled, and you have your position, a short position in Singtel at $3.13. Okay, so that is your contingency order. Okay, any questions? Any questions so far? I believe all of you are still here. I hope. Okay, so that is all that I have for you for order types, and that is all that I am going through today for our session. Once again, this session is I do have a feedback question. The moment that you close off this window, you'll be feedback window will open up. Please take some time to fill it up so that we can give you a better webinar next time. And of course, we'll be looking forward to deliver you more webinars based on the topics that you would like us to present. Okay, so please feel free to give us your feedback, and we'll be more than happy to hear from you. Okay, we have a few questions here, and I have some time to answer. What is the difference between if done and contingency? Okay, good question. Okay, I have been asked this previously. Now, if you take a look at if done earlier, let me just go back up. Now, the difference between if done and contingency, for if done order, you need to have your initial parent order filled. Only then will your child order be entered into the system. Now, for example, in this particular diagram, if SIA does not reach 1490 and it doesn't get filled, okay, SPC, your limit order for SPC will not be entered into our system at all, even if it reaches $6.40. Okay, so this is one of the examples that why this is different. Now, for contingency order, if you base it on two different counters, now if you see this closely, I'm not placing a limit order here. I'm just placing a condition. Okay, so for the limit order that for Singtel is based on the condition of StarHub's price. So for example, if StarHub is only when StarHub's bid price is lesser than or equal to 289, will I sell my Singtel. So there's no limit order here. Okay, this is just a condition. Okay, so this is where it differs between contingency and if done. Okay, we have another question. Oh, okay. Wendy, good question there. I will try to facilitate to send you the slides. So don't worry. I do have your email addresses. I will be able to send you the slides after today. Also, let's look at another question. The guide for, okay, Wendy asked, do we have the guide to explain the types of orders in this system and also how to use it? Yes, of course we do, Wendy. Thank you for asking. If you take a look at under help, we have a user guide. Okay, now in the user guide, you'll be able to see, it is downloadable, of course, and you can keep it, you can print it out as well. You'll be able to see a pretty good description of the different order types and how you can actually use it. Okay, Wendy, thank you for your question. Demo platform, Peter. Unfortunately, we do not have a demo platform. If you have an account with us, you can download the platform for free and use it. It is absolutely free. There's no subscription charge tied to it. You can play with it and use it. And the only time when we charge you is when you place an order or your order is filled. All right. So, okay, next question. Okay, good question from Kim So. If you have an open position using poems, can I place the different order types using CFDTrader 2? Okay, you can definitely do so. Okay, so no worries. It works pretty much. It is in sync. So once you place an order type in poems, okay, you will be able to see it in your CFDTrader. Okay, right here. Right, and you'll be able to use CFDTrader to place an advanced order type. Say for example, you want to place an OCO to take profit or to stop loss. Okay, you can do that. And it will be synced in both platforms. Okay, thank you for your question. Very good. Okay, any other questions? Okay, I hope this brings you to a clearer understanding of our platform, and this has helped you to understand how to use it, make it better. If you have any other feedback, feel free to either email me directly. Let me just type my email over here. A recording is also available for you. I will upload this recording pretty by tomorrow, so you'll be able to view this all over again. So just do keep in mind that it's an hour long or slightly more. So feel free to watch the video again and keep a lookout for our next live webinars. All right, see you guys, and thanks for listening in. Oh, okay, Wendy, one more questions. Okay, good question, Wendy. Yes, you do need Java to start the new platform, so make sure you have your Java updated, and once you have your Java updated, you'll be able to use the platform pretty much once you install it. Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and I look forward to seeing you next time.